welcome to my Pregnancy Fitness Diaries. Today I'm going to be talking about pelvic floor exercises. So these are really important to do in pregnancy and postnatally because the baby lies upon your pelvic floor. The pelvic floor is attached to the pubic bone, the tailbone and your hip bones. So at the bottom of your pelvis it's like a little kind of basket. Yeah, so that's your bed of muscles there that the baby is resting upon. So especially as the baby gets heavier and bigger, you want to strengthen those so that when you laugh, cough or sneeze, you don't pee yourself a little bit. That's both in pregnancy and, as I said, postnatally. So the way to go about that is to sit on something. You can also do your pelvic floor in standing exercises, and I'll explain more about that later. But to do it sitting down, you want to be sitting with your hips and your knees at a right angle. So I'm sitting on a Swiss ball here, or you can sit on a chair, but make sure you're perched on the edge and that your back is really upright, because if you're tucked at all and slumped, your pelvic floor literally doesn't work as well. It kind of switches off. So that's really important, so good posture. Let me just show you sideways. Yeah, so if you get a Swiss ball, this one's a 55 centimetre, make sure that you can sit on it and you've got this right angle here, and you're right on your sitting bones. So coming back to face the front, your pelvic floor functions massively with the inclusion of breath. So I'm going to place just a cushion in between my thighs, and I'm going to squeeze on that. But you could squeeze on your fist, you could squeeze on a small ball, or whatever, you know, even a jumper. So just putting this here, and you want to work both fast and slow to help the different muscles in the pelvic floor respond and to strengthen those. So first of all, slow ones. You're going to squeeze the cushion or whatever it is between your knees over a long, slow exhale. So sitting upright. Yeah, so that's one. And you want to repeat this about 6 to 12 times. So again. Really exhaling all the air that you can. As I do that, I really feel my pelvic floor engaging. So connecting there, as well as a little bit at the base of my abs, so here, which is really good to strengthen as well. So to do it faster, you just want to simply speed it up. So and I can really feel that again, the pelvic floor tightening and releasing. And the releasing is just as important as the tightening. So make sure you're fully releasing between each repetition. So as well as working the front passage, so to speak, we want to work your back passage. So the way to do this is to place your hands, or if you had a resistance band, you could loop it around your knees. And placing your hands here, if that's what you're using as resistance, you want to push into your hands with the knees. And again, slow and fast versions we're going to do. So slowly first. And again, so I'm pushing with my hands inwards and my knees resist outwards. Okay, so I can really feel that working deep down in the kind of pelvic floor muscles, both front and back, because that does involve the front and the back, the pelvic floor. So now faster, here we go. And you'll feel that working with both the fast and the slow. If you don't feel it, sometimes clients or one can think, oh no, nothing's happening there. But if you're doing those movements, it's more than likely that it is happening. You are getting a reaction, but you're not kind of attuned to those muscles yet. So do persevere, and that sensation and that awareness should come. So talking about working your pelvic floor in other ways. So people have probably said to you, say maybe a women's health physio or the midwife, saying you can do your Kegels in the queue waiting for to pay for your shopping or whatever. And yeah, you can for sure. Some people get really mixed up about how to feel Kegels. The visualization of drawing up a lift to stage 1, floor 2, floor 3, and then lowering it back down slowly is a good one. But to save the confusion and am I feeling this, am I not, it's really good to have things that you do, like with the pillow and with your hands, where you should feel, oh yeah, I get that connection straight away. Another thing you can do to work your pelvic floor is to use your breath when you're doing more functional exercises, big muscle groups working and things. So for example, in a squat, you'll stand up and exhale strongly. And I'll demo that in a sec, but basically if you use your breath with your movement, more muscles come into play. And not only the muscles, well, mainly at your core really. So if you see while I breathe, you can see my tummy moving. So I'm always encouraging clients to breathe out, generally on the exertion, the upward phase pushing away from gravity, because that assists you to get more reps out when you're tired, as well as why not get the core working some more, because it's a really great area to get strengthened and controlled. So yeah, so just let me stand up and show you a few exercises. So if I were to squat and then exhale strongly on the way up, hands behind my temples, down and up. And I can feel the pelvic floor working there. So try that yourself, and it has to be a strong exhale. For some reason, some people are quite shy about breathing quite audibly, but through yoga and other things, I really, really encourage people to breathe quite deeply. So just as loudly as I am, try that. You can also do it in a press up. So going down to the floor with the chest, come up. And I feel that less in the pelvic floor, but more at my core. And this is an area that you'll want to stay strengthened as the bump grows and things like that, so that it's quicker and easier to recover post-birth without things like crunches, which are far from ideal to do. More on that on my postnatal journey with my videos. But yeah, so you can work the pelvic floor with different exercises, even just walking about, because the pelvic floor doesn't just sit there and work in isolation. It works alongside the whole of the rest of the body. It's connected to other things, as well as just the pelvis, the bones that it attaches to. So the body really is incredible, as I've said before. So many things are interlinked, more than you'd even imagine. So I won't go into that now, but yeah, covering your pelvic floor exercises is really important. As I said last week, it's something I need to do to help with my pelvic stability due to the back pain that I had, which is now gone thankfully, but I need to keep a watchful eye on that. So yeah, let me know how you get on, and do pop me a message if you're not sure about any of the videos I've posted, or if you'd like to know more about a certain area, because I'm really keen to respond to people's requests about what you'd like a video about. Okay, so yeah, thanks so much for watching, and enjoy, and let me know how you get on.